My name is Taylor Ernest. I have with me today Chris.
Hello.
Sally.
Hello.
And Clark.
Hi there.
My specific purpose statement is to inform my audience of the honeybee and its role in food production. I want you to imagine that you walk into the grocery store, and when you get to the produce section, there's hardly any fruits or veggies to pick from. The variety you're used to having available to you is just not there. This would be our reality, if not for the honeybee today. Today I will inform you about the honeybee, its colony, and how honeybees affect food production. I've read several books on this topic, including Fruitless Fall by Rowan Jacobson, Story's Guide to Keeping Honeybees by Malcolm Sanford and Richard Bonney, and The Bee-Friendly Garden by Kate Frey and Gretchen LeBun. And in addition, I read Silent Spring by Rachel Carson. Now that we have an idea of what today's speech is about, let me share with you the types of honeybees and their similar and different anatomy. I'll focus on the basic anatomy of first, and then important differences between the queen, worker, and drone. Bees are considered true insects because they have 3 body parts, 6 legs, and exoskeleton. Honeybees also have 2 pairs of wings. Sanford and Bonney, author of Story's Guide to Keeping Honeybees, actually refers to the honeybee as a flying Swiss Army knife because of their complex structure. First, we have the worker bee, which makes up the majority of the colony. They are actually all females, but unable to reproduce. They have a lifespan of 6 weeks and really work themselves to death. Their various roles include cleaning the hive, building and making the honeycomb, collecting nectar, foraging for new sources, and raising the larvae. Story's Guide to Keeping Honeybees says that they actually have a honey stomach where they collect nectar in the field, and it can make up 85% of their total weight. Then we have the drone, which is here. They're the only male bees in the colony, identifiable by their larger shape and bigger eyes. Now, their sole purpose is reproduction. They don't contribute to honey collection or hive building or anything like that. And Jacobson, author of Fruitless Fall, actually says that they are considered disposable and are actually pushed out of the hive each winter and die in the cold. Lastly, we have the queen, who is identifiable by her elongated abdomen. She's the only fertile female in the colony, and she can lay up to 2,000 eggs a day. She lacks the anatomical characteristics necessary to make honeycomb or forage for food. As you can see, each individual bee serves a purpose, but would be unable to survive on its own. They live and work in harmony as a colony. The colony facilitates stable growth, honey production, and is driven by pollination. Hives can be natural or man-made, and in the book, The Bee-Friendly Garden, Frey and LeBun say that natural hives are normally found in cavities such as a hole in a tree. According to Jacobson, author of Fruitless Fall, the hexagon is the building block of the hive, and this is actually made by the worker bee with wax that they produce. These hexagons are where they make honey, store honey, and protect and raise the bee larvae. The worker bees collect nectar in the field, then deposit nectar into a hexagon and use their wings to evaporate up to 70% of the water content, which is how they turn nectar into honey. Because of this evaporation, Jacobson refers to honey as distilled desire. It is this need to make honey that drives bees to visit flowers and gather nectar. As a bee flies from flower to flower, their fuzzy legs collect pollen, which is a plant's reproductive material, and transport it to other plants. In so doing, bees and plants support each other in a perfect symbiotic relationship. According to Jacobson, 80% of the food we consume is affected at some point by bee pollination. And Rachel Carson points out in her book, Silent Spring, that it's not just the fruit and veggies we consume, but that our livestock consumes that would be affected if bees weren't around. So we wouldn't lack fruit and veggie variety, but also our meat supply would decrease. As you can see, these tiny creatures, barely capable of surviving as individuals, are integral to the survival of whole ecosystems. We've covered how there are 3 unique subsets of honeybees, the worker, queen, and drone, and these bees work together in incredible communities called colonies, which are fueled by collection of nectar from flowering plants. In collecting this nectar, The bees pollinate the plants around them, promoting food production. Honeybees are amazing creatures, and without them, we wouldn't have the agricultural variety available to us today.